a new exhibition exploring the queer history of video games from 1985 to 2018 has opened at the Schulz Museum in Crescent Rainbow Arcade. The major exhibition will encompass over 30 years of media history and will spotlight playable titles, concept art, fan-made mods, and documents from notable online communities. It will also feature research from the LGBTQ game archive, and will attempt to dig into questions surrounding representation, cultural memory, and stereotypical and discriminatory narratives in entertainment. Rainbow Arcade asks not only how social discourses and developments have been reflected in video games, but also if there has been any major progress in regards of public representation in entertainment media, explains a press release. In addition, the exhibition explores issues regarding our digital memory and the unique challenges posed by digital culture to archives and institutions, and the archival accents of contemporary queer media history. Rainbow Arcade will run until May 13th, with some guided tours being provided in English. For those of you worried about a language barrier, you can find out more about the exhibition over on the Schulz website. Good news, everyone! Game Developers Conference 2019 organizers are excited to announce that one of the creators of the original Lemmings is coming to the March event to present a unique look at the making of this classic game. In this installment of the classic post-mortem series, Lemming co-creator Mike Daly will discuss the creation of the seminal DMA-designed puzzle platform game, starring those allegedly suicidal rodents, which debuted on Amiga in 1991 and subsequently appeared on a multitude of other platforms, covering both the original title and also its immediate expansions and sequels, including Lemmings 2 and 3. Daly will look at the genesis of the idea, the refining of the gameplay, and just how the clever game developed into a smash hit for the company and its publisher Psygnosis. As always, this classic game post-mortem will be an hour-long session, so we figured you might appreciate the heads up so you can keep this exciting talk on your radar. In the months ahead, conference officials look forward to announcing many more DD 2019 sessions, spanning a diverse array of game industry issues. Bring your team to DD, register a group of 10 or more and save 10% on conference passes. Learn more. For more details on NGDC 2019 visit the show's official website, or subscribe to regular updates via Facebook, Twitter, or Gamasutra and DD are sibling organizations under parent company Informa. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate surpassed 5 million sales during its first week on shelves, according to a report from Japanese newspaper Nikkei. Via Resetter, that figure includes both physical and digital sales, and would make sense given we know the game has already sold over 2 million units in US and Japan combined. Earlier this week, Ultimate became the fastest-selling Switch game of all time in the States after shifting 3 million copies in 11 days, while also becoming the fastest-selling title in the Super Smash Bros. Franchise. The massive brawler also performed well on home soil, and sold 23 million retail copies in Japan during its launch weekend, another record for the series. That performance has already had a positive impact on Switch sales, and Nintendo hope for the title will continue to drive hardware over the holidays. In this opinion piece, SuperDepth research founder Gustav Andron examines 10 major trends for 2019 From a fresh wave of consolidations to a fragmentation of PC game marketplaces. It's the time of year when I try to minimize the odds of face as an analyst by making generic statements about the gaming industry's future. For no chance. Both feet in 2019 promises to be a great year in games. Innovation and competition will elevate the industry's offerings and drive more inclusivity among a broader range of audiences. Collectively, gamers will serve as the canary in the coal mine, as large tech firms look to introduce new technologies to mainstream consumer audiences. Companies like Amazon, Tencent, Google and Microsoft already own and operate massive data centers that virtually run enterprise applications. As I previously covered, we will see continued investment in infrastructure and content acquisition in 2019 as these billion-dollar companies seek to claim the consumer market. This means that we will likely see some surprising partnerships, for instance between Tencent and Google in China. Incorporated companies like Sony, Nintendo and legacy game publishers will have to decide on going at it alone. Budding up and surrendering a piece of revenue. It's not a bad thing. But after more than a decade of a virtual monopoly held by Valve, new contenders have emerged. We already saw how Valve tried to get in front of Epic's announcement that it was lowering its platform fees, and not long after, this got popped up with an even better rate. This is good for players and companies that make games. Consumers will get better prices and more choice, and the various digital stores will compete over functionality and improved user experience. Creative firms can reduce their exposure to a single distributor. Previously, unless you were Activision you have no other option than to join the cluttered Steam store. Despite digitalization, the bulk of interactive entertainment has remained within one of the various walled gardens. That is going to change, like telecom networks that allow people to speak to each other, irrespective of their phone provider. So, too, will online gaming break down silos? In 2019, cross-platform play will become ubiquitous. The end of 2018 has already shown the potential of this, as Fortnite resulted in each of the platforms agreeing to play nicely with one another. Legacy publishers like Activision Blizzard have also tasted what cross-platform play can do for their franchises. Hearthstone has continued to dominate the collective card game category because it works seamlessly across PC and mobile, and offers a smooth integration with live streaming platforms like Twitch. Cross-platform play should be at the top of every studio's design agenda in 2019. After seeing the initial success with subscriptions enjoyed by Twitch and Microsoft's Game Pass, more companies will adopt this monetization model. Large platform holders like Sony and Apple are looking to grow their revenues by offering content subscriptions. Both of these companies have indicated they have plans to increase services revenue as a direct response to reaching the limit of how much hardware they can sell. Game publishers have been experimenting with microtransactions to great success. Tentpole franchises like FIFA, Hearthstone, and V Online have made a mint from what they call recurrent revenues. Beyond upselling their audiences on a regular schedule with content updates, they will explore subscription models that will provide massive discounts on unique content to players in exchange for more predictable revenue flows. Now that gaming has emerged as a mainstream form of entertainment, the industry can expect more scrutiny. In addition, there will be sharper focus on kids and technology in 2019. data companies will be increasingly under the microscope, similar to the loot box scandal that resulted in various governments speaking out. We will see an effort focused on protecting children. This means that game companies will be held to a higher standard with regards to how they handle data on minors. Against the background of a festering trade war between Eastern and Western economies, data ownership, in particular around children, will emerge as a political topic and strategic business challenge. It also means that titles like Fortnite will be fingered as culprits in narratives around an erosion of culture and well-being, although this is largely driven by ultra-conservative and misinformed industry critics.